Today is the third day in a training program, or training course, where we are training government district officers, two categories, economic planners as well as district officer development from all the districts, rural and urban. So there are 16 each of the two cadres. So we are training them on the concept of vulnerability and risk assessment. They have had 2 days of theoretical training, and today and tomorrow they are having a practical hands-on training running a VRA for Mahalape sub-district.
So there's two things we want to achieve with this vulnerability and risk assessment, the VRA. One is to train district development planners and economic planners of all districts of Botswana to be able to run this VRA tool in their municipalities, in their districts, so that they can introduce this bottom-up planning, this idea that planning for development and for climate change adaptation should include the voices of everyone, should be very inclusive, should have the voices of community members, should include the opinions of those who are marginalized, who are destitute, and this is very important for a better and more efficient way to plan, but also from a point of view of human rights and a point of view of representing everyone and making sure that no one really is left out of the benefits of living here in Botswana.
So the training for the cabinet officers is for them to learn, first of all, what is VRA, which is how to assess vulnerability and risk, how to measure that and express that in a way that is visible, that you can communicate. It is a methodology that allows you to evaluate what are the chief hazards or main hazards faced by people in a particular area, who is at risk from those hazards, and what is the measure of intensity of the hazard as well as the vulnerability to particular social groups.
Ke lebogela gore ba ASSAR ba bo ba gorogile e le la bobedi mo motseng mo, mme ba lemogile go le botlhokwa gore ba te go gakolola kana go thusana le rona ka go tlhoka kitso le go shorta ga rona mo go accessing information ya tse eleng gore di a rama mo botshelong jwa rona.
The Vulnerability and Risk Assessment, in short VRA, is an effective methodology which aims at developing a common understanding among a wide range of stakeholders about the main hazards and issues affecting people in a landscape. I wish to thank the ASSAR team for bringing this workshop to Mahalape and urge residents to take full advantage of this opportunity to address issues that concern the village.
Ke kitetse tiro e ntse e tsweletse ba ASSAR ntse ba tsweletse mo kgaolong ya Bobirwa jaaka le utlwe bana ba supa gore ba sala ba simolotseng ngwaga tse di ko morago ka bo 2014 gona gale. Jaanong le nna ke ne ka nna le tshono ya go kopana le bone mo dithulaganyong tsa bone. Bogompienong balemi ba go Bobirwa le ha dipula di le butsana ba simolotse le bone go dirisa methale e mesha ya temo ka thotloetso ya bodiredi ka gore ga ba dire ba le nosi ba dira ka ba na le thuso le bokaedi jwa mo ka go bitsang ke re technical staff.
Part of our research was to find out, first of all, what are the actual changes happening in climate in the semi-arid regions? What is the impact of those changes? How do they affect people's livelihoods? There are those people who are relying on, for example, thatch grass. And if it gets drier, what else can they live on? Can they adapt to the new situation? And how can we help them? So we're looking at it almost from a biophysical perspective, but also from a social perspective. We would look at what are the governance policies in place that either help them to adapt better or that impede the adaptation. So we're looking at enablers for adaptation as well as barriers for adaptation.
First, before identifying the hazards, you identify the social groups in any landscape. So you look for the stakeholders that are there, and then you do what you call stakeholder mapping exercise. So you have to do that before the VRA exercise. You do that by convening the social groups that you think make up the people in the landscape, and then they come and identify who else should be here, who is missing, and then after that then they look at the most influential in terms of information sharing or receiving information, and also finances as well, who is the most funder. So the most influential stakeholders, then they are invited to come and give the hazards and issues in the landscape that affect them and people that are outside the room. So they are coming and representing a wider group of community, people that, of course we cannot invite everybody, but they come representing those people. Then they list the issues and hazards that affect them. After the selecting the issues broadly, then we come to ranking the issues. So ranking, then it's a voting. So the one that gets the most vote from all the participants, that means it's a big issue of concern in any area. So it's an issue that then must be addressed for that community.
The idea is for the groups to discuss, is this what you think are the main issues? If not, what are the additional ones? And if some of them need to be removed, we can do that.
How prone are we to those accidents? Can I not we are exposed to them? The likelihood of them happening
it's high. Can I also the previous day? How do you the metrics were exposure, incidents, how the incidents can have to be done? Sensitivity. Where we are exposed to rail accidents, but the level of incidence, sensitivity,
the exposure
is
high. The highest rate
than the incidents, rail accidents.
Not all women are affected the same way by a hazard, right? If there's heavy rainfall or if there's a drought, depending on what the woman does for a living, she will be affected differently. If she's a woman farmer, if she's she will be affected differently from a drought than if her livelihood has nothing to do with agriculture. So that's the kind of thing we want to talk about. We want to talk about think about age, think about ethnicity, think about minority group, and these kind of things to see what we want to have that detailed discussion.
From our group, we identify these new hazards: literacy rate, rail accidents, intergenerational juvenile delinquency. Our newly identified social groups. We have road users. We have sex workers.
From our group, we have 2 items just to add. Then illegal mining of sands, and we also have veld fires.
We have domestic violence. I'm not sure if they have sex workers, but they don't have prostitution that side. I don't know if they've added it as an issue. They only have it as a social group. So maybe that's the omission that we picked.
In addition, under crime, we think we should add stock theft, housebreaking, burglary, and murder. Then for the social groups, people with disability, pensioners, I think, under elderly, and expectant mothers.
The issues are identifying child-headed families. The other one, slow economic development. lack of capacity building for entrepreneurs, especially young entrepreneurs. The social groups are entrepreneurs, informal sector.
Lack of proper shelter. Kana na kitso go kgaolong te batho ba ga itso go kgaolong kwa re tla gore batho ba le 10 ba nna mo ntlong ya Setswana e le 1 ha ile gore yole ba iwa tantele yone nyenyane e tsenya motho a le mongwe ba tsena ba le 5 fora gore o mo ke le thopo le le gamaza take Calamari, take Ikongwe, take Moralani and the surrounding area. You know, tell them what you think, and we don't tell them what I do, you did.
Unemployed youth. Destitute persons.
I'm happy about the ranking and voting as well, because people were energetic and putting a lot of emotions to them, and you could see that as an issue they can relate with. So it's an issue that's at heart, and hopefully it's an issue that can be taken into development planning and can be addressed at a higher level.
You have here the 12 social groups that you have prioritized, and each group has only 2 of the 12 hazards that you prioritized. So each group will only be analyzing 2 hazards or 2 issues with respect to all of the social groups, okay? And now we want to think about what is the exposure and what is the sensitivity for each one, okay? So I'm just going to divide this, and I'm going to give a value for exposure, and I'm going to give a value for sensitivity. Why? Because this will help us understand the vulnerability. And then you have a conversation, and then you agree on a number of 1 to 4, and then you just write it here. 1, 2, 3, or 4 for each of the 2, okay? And you do the same for all of these.
Re tsena mo legatong la boraro le la bone mo dithutong tse re di tletseng kwano. Dithuto ebile le dithuto ka go dira. Jaanong re tla di dira jaana. Re heletse ka dikgwetlho di le 6 a ke re batsadi. Tla ke di boelle. Unemployment, or we can say youth unemployment. 2, alcohol and drug abuse. 3 ke HIV and AIDS. And 4 get theft and high crime of many things, including livestock. Number 5 is low rainfall, and here we are talking about drought and extreme temperatures as well. And the last one is low academic results. Our planners, please make sure that you rotate the facilitation. You shouldn't just bank on one person, amongst yourselves, And in terms of group discussions in general, let's encourage each other, everyone to talk, you know. We know that other people can talk more and what they view is good, they have ideas, but it's not that people who do not talk do not have ideas. Maybe it's just their nature, they don't talk too much. Let's encourage them to talk.
The causes that things that cause high crime and theft. We have unemployment. If you are unemployed, which leads to poverty, greed, right. Most of batho well off high crime rate it leads to what? To loss of property. Since batho ta wa no ba rutsela yalo re hela ile gore re rutsetse dithoto, di TV, di khomo, di phone e common. Loss of life ha ba utswa yalo re ka hela ile gore go ba go la hatsa ba bola yo ba le ka go mutsela. Loss of investment since gona le bogodu mo mahalape. Our investors ba khona go boiha go ta go investa mo mahala pele gore ta ba investela le hela ya no di solutions tse re di boneng gone ke ya garana le ya bo under employment re ka kopa gore go ne le increase minimum wage re khone go sustain le job creation go cover that unemployment, rehabilitation mo go ba drug and alcohol abuse tse di dilweng ke this re ka na le increased public education on crime prevention. La re ntse re setse re rayalo re ka intensify that. E be re ra le make tafalos go le ka go re ba gamole thata. Go mo encourage community policing yone ya ntebele ke go lebela. Equip police gompe go re itse gore mapodisi a rena mo risking. Ya no that's why go itirelwa hela lo ba tsama ka melamo. At least ha ne ba ka hiwa sengwe se se botoka.
Social media campaigns bona bo Facebook ba re ska ra itsela re nwa diteleleng re campaign ka tsone khanya drug and alcohol abuse. Introduction of ambassador ra hela ngwe re ka tsa motho a tshwana le ngwe le bo V in nine re tebe re mailene gore a go maybe batho ba bone molaetsa ka ena ja be go nna le research state social clubs ya ka gompieno re itse gore re Louis Club go setse club e lengwe ya football tse dingwe tse le go tasa ga story go tshwana le bogologolo ke tsone tse dingwe tse di ka dirang batho gore ba ska ba indulge mo di drugs le alcohol be go nna le flexible forward looking governance ja ra ka nyara alcohol levy ano is high time intsiwa ko madi a teng a iswang teng a tsengwe mo problemeng ya alcohol and drug abuse.
Bothata ja rona ene le poor academic results. We picked the stakeholder collaboration, and these are the assets: parents, teachers, students, private sectors, funds. We need this stationery, we need the school supplies, and we need a PTA in this. So need the assets. So we need machinery for practical progress. Then we have to have trained the personnel, the expertise for this to help our children. And we have to have the training courses for in entrepreneurial skills. Then we have to increase budget for tertiary education.
Attraction of investors locally. Our assets already identified include land for service provision, the skilled manpower, there's water in the region, so availability of water is one of the assets as well as the power. We have the railway line also. And our innovation, for the innovation, we have to mesh and lease unutilized land in Mahalape. We need to upgrade vocational training centers. We have to ease the doing of business, like reducing the red tape in Mahalape. We have the financial institutions like SIDA that is located in Mahalape. We have LEA. We also have the banks in Mahalape.
So the groups again worked on that. They worked on that based on a framework which we call the ACRA framework, because it results from the Africa Climate Change Resilience Alliance project. So they came up with 5 principles on what is necessary to build adaptive capacity. And so we use that to develop the proposals for each of the different hazards that we identified. We worked on those. We tried to turn them into something that, you know, is perhaps that is usable, that you can talk to government officials, that you can talk to private sector and say, okay, here we have this idea, let's talk about implementing it. How can we all work together to make that happen? So we got to that stage, and, you know, we recognized that we only dedicated 2-3 hours to this activity, so it's only a first step. We had people from different levels of government here today in the room, and they brought in their perspectives, and that was very helpful, as well as people from Mahalape City, academia, district development planners from all over the country. So it was really, really rich discussion. We did that, and then, you know, that was the end of the day, and now we hope that it's only the beginning, because now the skills have been developed in the district development planners, in the DODs, in the people of Mahalape as well. But, you know, the next step will be for them to implement these kind of processes, and we are happy to then find ways to try to support and make this a standard process across the country.
It was very exciting to see them lead the work over the last 2 days with the community, as well as the enthusiasm with which they were doing it. It was really gratifying to see that indeed they showed that they really captured the skill, and they're sharpening it through actual doing. The community was also very responsive. I believe, you know, honestly, that they were very, you know, cued on the issues that concerned them. They were honest about them, about what the problems are, and they genuinely were suggesting how this could be resolved. And that exactly is what we are hoping to do. In terms of ASSAR, we are finishing a project in November, but that's just a project. When it comes to VRA, as you have seen, we see that, you know, the potential impact of this nationally is massive. And attesting to this is the presence of the Minister of the President on Monday. His remarks, which were captured in the newspapers, is that VRA is an inclusive planning tool, and he was encouraging that government officers who are here present really take seriously the learning which they have. We've gone beyond our project side, which is Ubirwa, now at a national scale, as well as getting the political buy-in from the highest level in terms of cabinet.
I felt really encouraged by the way the UB team actually did the stakeholder mapping. They identified, you know, key officers who are involved in planning, and brought, and it's impressive to see that almost officers from all the districts, that is 10 districts of Botswana, were present in the training. Is a big learning in terms of how they use practicing tools.
We had a stakeholder mapping exercise where we thought it was better we come to the site, Mahalape, and engage with stakeholders by inviting a few people from different sectors that form the community in Mahalape. This involved people from VDC, Farmers Committee, local government, NGOs, business sectors, local grassroots. We're trying to encompass everyone here because it's important for the kind of workshop we were holding to assess vulnerability at different scales in the community. We did that for a day, go Krasta Mahalape, and from then on it informed us to know which relevant people should attend the main workshop which we held this week.
My Deputy Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs was here, and he was really emphasizing that university academics will need to be carrying out relevant research that engages people as much as possible, but research that also has potential for uptake by the end users of our research. And coming to this point, to this project, I'm quite satisfied with the response that we've getting, that indeed our ASSAR project, at least in this aspect, has had immediate and direct impact, producing a usable product from Mahalape, also equipping, capacitating officers of government to go and do their work better, and they themselves saying indeed they believe with this tool they can do better. So I really would like to assure my Vice Chancellor and Deputy Vice Chancellor that indeed, as a project, I think we have done exactly what they're asking for. And we have taken the university from Gaborone to the people. So again, that to me is so gratifying.
The best takeaway from this workshop that I learned was how the workshop was designed, where we kind of first trained government officers on the VRA methodology, and the same trainees were then made to facilitate the workshop, which was joined in by various stakeholders of Mahalape. So this design was I thought very useful in terms of giving them practically, not only teaching them about the methodology but also how to use it practically, and also coming up with a district plan which Mahalape district officers could actually use in the current planning.
Our office deals with issues of disaster. And oftentimes we need to know what are the disasters or the different hazards that occur at local level. So therefore, VRA is very important for us to use it to ensure that we get input from the community, and also for them to be able to own up to the different hazards that occur, and also come up with the solutions that they can implement in the long run.
During the assessments, one of the things that happens is we do community consultations, and I think they will be in a position to do them at the district level without the assistance of the national team that is coming from headquarters. So they should be able to undertake these individually within their various districts. And I think it also gives them an opportunity to really appreciate why it's important for them to interact with communities at that level, because they understand things better. For example, when it comes to drought, it's the farmers who understand the impact more than anybody else.
After the next financial year, we will be doing the midterm review. And with what we have learned here today, for the whole 4 days that we have been here, we can incorporate that into assessing our issues and really coming up with solutions that will solve the root cause of problems that we have. Thank you.
I learned a lot from the team. It's one of the few workshops they were very interactive from day one up to the last day.
I want to also talk to the DODs in Mahalape, in the sub-district, that I'm going to engage more with them so that we can improve the situation in Mahalape.
we'll go and share with our team what we have learned here.
Re tla tsaya di kgakololo tse di duleng kana di solutions re tla boela morago re ye go di share le ba ga rona.
I just want to thank UB and ASSAR, and to UB I'm saying that we are ready for more training and capacity building as planners, and to ASSAR I'm saying we have a budget and we will be willing to go and benchmark in other countries and learn some more. Thank you.